Hello and welcome to Valdebebas. Here we are, live training session, 15 minutes on Real Madrid TV, open to press. The players have been out for around about 5 minutes, just warming up. As you can see, split into two groups today. The final workout ahead of Sunday's game at Balaidos against Celta de Vigo. Real Madrid arrived for the game in Galicia on the back of 3 excellent results in 3 different competitions, beating Melilla in the Copa del Rey in the first leg, the second leg in December at the Santiago Bernabeu on the 6th, a bank holiday here in Spain. The kick-off at 4:15 local time. Also big winners in the Champions League and a win against Valladolid in the league, looking to make it back-to-back wins in the Spanish league competition before the international break, which might not come at the right time for Real Madrid. Following that good run of form, it's going to be a 2-week break as the players head away on international duty with their respective countries. Hopefully they'll all return with a clean bill of health. Good to see Marcelo with his teammates, looking to recover from that injury he picked up in El Clasico. That man, Karim Benzema, the 4th all-time scorer in the Champions League, on target against Victoria Pilsen with 2. Also showed a great understanding with Gareth Bale, setting up the Welshman's goal with a deft flick on and scoring himself from a Gareth Bale nod back across 6-yard box. As for the visitors, Real Madrid up in Vigo. They've got quite a decent record, and it's a very special game for Toni Kroos. Now, the midfielder has scored 4 goals against the Galician outfit. His favourite victims scored in his debut season, 2016-17, when Real Madrid went on to win the league title. Also scored when the teams met that season at Santiago Bernabeu, rounded off a brilliant 6-0 win. Though Celta have improved of late. They are missing midfielder Lobotka. He picked up an injury last week and will miss Real Madrid's trip to Vigo. But the Galicians do have the likes of Aspas and Maxi Gomez. And Maxi Gomez returning from injury last weekend against Real Betis, coming off the bench to score a couple of goals in a thrilling 3-3 draw. They were 2-0 down, took the lead, though Canales equalised for the Andalusians late on to salvage a point. And Celta, one of those teams that, if you look at the Spanish league, play entertaining football. A new coach in charge, Argentine, compatriot of Santiago Solari, has already set a record. 3 clean sheets, and Real Madrid racking up goals. And we're still a long way to go in this league competition. Still have to face Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano. Barcelona still have to visit the Santiago Bernabeu. It's important that Real Madrid pick up 3 points to continue their climb up the league table. Vinicius with this group of footballers, wrapped up nice and warm. Those gloves and a scarf. Also, one of the only footballers, apart from the goalkeepers, wearing longer shorts. So, a chilly day for Vinicius. It's going to be even colder up at Balaidos, but he's actually played against Celta B this season and scored a cracking goal. So we'll have to wait and see, though, if he will make the team, the squad. We'll get the list from the manager following the training session. And, of course, we'll also hear from Santiago Solari. He'll be fielding questions from journalists later this morning. Real Madrid virtually through to the next round of the Copa del Rey. It will take place in January. Also in a great position in their Champions League group. And in the league, as I mentioned earlier, looking to climb up the table. Valverde, another Castilla footballer now with the first team, training in this group of footballers. You see a great atmosphere here. things are looking up for the defending European champions, who, after this training session, some might be looking at the game in Argentina, Boca against River in the Copa Libertadores, because of course Real Madrid, taking part in the Club World Cup in Abu Dhabi in December, could face the winner of the Copa Libertadores. Boca we've met in the past in the Intercontinental Cup final in Japan. River too. Two of the heavyweights of South American football facing off. But of course, if you were to ask Solari, and I'm sure he'll be asked, the Argentine, a question or two in the press conference about that game, I'll say the focus is on Sunday's trip, the late kickoff at Balaidos, then the international break, one game at a time, and then come December, mid-December, when the team head out to Abu Dhabi, then we can talk about River or Boca. Real Madrid through to the semis of the Club World Cup, guaranteed 2 games, semis and a third, fourth playoff, but hopefully the Whites will be in the final and a chance to successfully defend the title they won last year and the year before and the year before. For those who have watched Real Madrid training sessions in the past, we normally get these 2 groups warming up. They do a couple of sprints, and of course the rest of the session takes place behind closed doors. That's when the manager and his coaching staff work on more tactical issues, tactical side of the game, also set pieces. There's slightly more access when it's the Champions League. It's important to keep things under wrap, especially set pieces, and we've seen how good Real Madrid have been. That man Sergio Ramos, for example, from the spot, has an excellent record. Scored against Valladolid last weekend at the Santiago Bernabeu in that 2-0 win. Has scored 15 from 19 penalties. That's incredible, 79%. Casemiro's turn in that piggy in the middle exercise. Dani Carvajal also out trading, so both fullbacks who've been out for the last couple of games with their teammates. Solari will confirm if they're going to make the squad, because one thing is returning from an injury, the other is being match fit. But it's good to see both Dani Carvajal and Marcelo working out. Of course, Reguilon and Odriozola have done a great job filling in for Dani Carvajal and Marcelo. There is Cross, who has 4 goals against Celta. Very similar goals too. That typical cross shot, that's almost a pass into the corner. Maybe one of many players jetting off as Casilla shows some fancy footwork. Jetting off with Germany. When you have such a talented, world-class squad, you have to accept that the majority of players have to head away on international duty, not just with their national teams, but also the under-21s, under-19s. So Santiago Solari won't have too many players to work with next week, but they will have time to prepare for the following league game when league action returns against Eibar. That trip to Ipurua. Real Madrid have won all their visits to Eibar. But first, it's Celta de Vigo. club that has lived in the shadow for many years of local rivals Deportivo La Coruña, another team from Galicia. They were, of course, league winners in the past, and also played the Champions League, making it through to the semi-final on one occasion, losing to Monaco. But now Deport are in the second tier of Spanish football. They Celta, who were playing European football last season. In fact, they came very close a couple of years ago to reaching the final of the Europa League, losing to Manchester United in the semi-final. This year, after a poor start, things have picked up. That 3-3 draw last weekend at the Benito Villamarín against Betis. And before that, Celta drawing against Real Sociedad and thrashing Eibar at Balaidos 4-0. They have been beaten at home, the likes of Alaves, for example, defeating the Galicians at Balaidos. But like I said, they've turned a corner too their season. In total, 3 wins, 5 draws and 3 defeats in 11 games. Currently mid-table, but it's very tight. 3 points behind 6th place Real Madrid, hovering just above the relegation zone. After that piggy in the middle exercise, the players trot off to the far training pitch. At this point, we normally see the goalkeepers head off with the goalkeeping coaches to carry out personalised training drills. Sessions normally last around 90 minutes. Workouts the day before the game are lighter than those normally at the start of the week. And then the players sometimes look at videos of their opponents. The session carries on indoors. And then the list will be confirmed. The press conference too. And the players will travel to Balaidos. We can see the players with some warm-up exercises. Alberto. Real Madrid looking to go into the international break with 4 wins in their last 4 games. The perfect scenario would be a clean sheet too. And Real Madrid, I'll leave you now. Continuing their training session ahead of the game against Celta Vigo on Sunday night at 20:45 hours local time.